Most people would see that and think something negative. Me, the state national, sees something positive. The positive thing is you, and it's knowledge, because that's what gets us out of this. If you don't believe me, let me explain. Most people think that we're a democracy. We are actually a constitutional republic currently acting in the capacity of a democracy. The reason that it acts as a democracy instead of a republic is because of you and me. It's our fault. It's our responsibility. But if we didn't even know it was our responsibility because we were never taught, then a republic automatically converts into a democracy. It could operate as both. The difference is you. So while some people might see that as bad, let me show you why. As a state national, we see it as good. And as Americans learn more, they start to see the hands of manipulation. And that changes their perspective, allows them to see a bigger picture. Here's one great example: the American people losing their constitutional right. This is your constitutional right as Americans. It's stated right here. Article 1, Section 10, Clause 1. All your money is supposed to be backed by gold and silver. This protects all the American people from inflation. Because your money, because your right has been stripped, no longer have gold and silver backed currency, is owned by the American people. Contract that out, the private Federal Reserve, and that's what creates inflation. Bullshit. They charge the American people a tax called usury every time they print more money, which is the direct cause of inflation. And it's the direct cause of the national debt, this tax. Federal Reserve has gotten so brazen, they literally match the color of our bills to monopoly money. Just look. White, red, yellow, green, blue, made just for you. Whenever you learn the truth, you realize the hands of manipulation, and you realize their tactics. Their tactics are divide and conquer. They divide, and that's how they conquer the people. That's all you have to do to destroy a constitutional republic, is divide it. That's it. Once it's divided, it's extremely hard to recover. The second part, remove the knowledge. Don't teach the kids in school their rights. Don't teach them how they work. Don't teach them how to prevent an unlawful law. Don't teach them anything about money. Just teach them how to be a good worker. Work for 50 years, pay your taxes, on a vacation once a year, to get one, give them their holidays, and then you die. That's what God sent us for. Bullshit. I call bullshit. I believe the systems are corrupt, and I believe only through knowledge can we see this and fix it. I know for a fact that the globalists use the divide and conquer strategy non-stop, because every time one of our kids dies, no matter where it is in the world, there's a company that profits from that death. They profit from the war materials that they sell. We never see the picture. We only see what's on the bottom. We never get to take a step back and look at things from how they're manipulating we the people around the world. Americans don't realize how their rights are being removed. They don't even think they have been removed. Yet I just showed Article 1, Section 10, Clause 1 of the Constitution that the American people are guaranteed in their rights to have gold and silver backed currency. See, this is the rights guaranteed to the American people, yet it's removed. You think any of these politicians don't know that it's been removed? Or do you think since it's been removed, they've just been paid off to shut their mouth and make sure that this game keeps going? Because how did the Federal Reserve come into play anyways? To be able to tax our people, a tax called usury that enslaves us through a debt that we can never pay. How'd they get there? Once you see, oh damn, that's how they got there, then you'll realize that they're in control. And as you start to expand your mind, you realize that they're in control of a lot of countries. And then when the big picture comes out, it doesn't matter. They just pick and choose who goes to war. They pick and choose who strives. They pick and choose who's poor. They pick and choose the resources. Like, for example, in Mexico cannot, for some reason, refine their own oil. They can't refine their own oil, so they have to ship it to America. So in America, people think, oh, our gas is high. Well, in Mexico, it's more expensive because they have to ship it to America, get it refined, and then ship it back. So the Mexican people, they're our people. We're all God's people. If you have a soul, I'm talking to you. As these people have middle class that's a lot less financially abundant than the American middle class that is now going down, it doesn't matter. Their gas is like $5. And in Texas, it's about $3. That's right now in 2024. Same thing, you want tires? On the Mexican side of the border, it's $1,400. On the other side, Eagle Pass, Texas side of the border, discount tire, $900. How is it that the globalists pick and choose who's wealthy, who's poor, who goes to war? Because once you see how they roll, you can't be deceived by the divide and conquer. You see right through it. This is why it's good. Knowledge fixes everything. Just name one person who's not being screwed by inflation right now. Go ahead, I'll wait. Everybody is. This is a secret tax. People just don't put it together, realize that it's all by design. It's not an accident, it's intentional. How does this happen and how do we fix it? It's very simple. Constitutional Republic is as strong as its people that have the knowledge of the truth. If we're all being screwed by inflation, then nothing matters. Violation of our constitutionally protected right, Article 1, Section 10, Clause 1 of the Constitution, this is our right. People just don't realize that the structuring of our current government system, the cornerstone, the way it functions, the structure is we are governed by consent. It's written in your founding documents and is literally what determines your laws. They may pass a law that might violate your constitutional rights. If all the people knew would stand up and oppose it, and their elected officials would have to enforce what the people want. But divide the people, take the knowledge. Now that cornerstone, that structuring benefits government and not the people, because the people have lost their knowledge, therefore they do nothing. Because when you don't know about something, you don't have the will. You don't have the will, you don't take an action. So that's why knowledge is what generates the will, because you realize what are your rights? How are they being removed? And what is the price we're gonna all have to pay in the end for that? People don't realize failure to take an action is still a choice. If you choose to do nothing, then evil will always prevail. The globalist plan is to get a divide and conquer strategy where we the people fight amongst each other. Or we start World War III, which seems to be what they're ramping up for, a Christian-Muslim war. Robert Pike's the one who wrote about it. He said the Third World War will be a Christian-Muslim war. All on social media, there's all this information trying to hype that up. It's like the very beginning of those stages. But if you see the bigger picture and you realize that we're all just being divided and conquered, that the only way to restore this is through our knowledge. Knowledge will bring about unity, I promise you. Once you see what they're doing to all of us worldwide, you'll realize like we are not each other's enemy. You'll see that hand for who it is and what it is. Think about it, worldwide, this is happening. This isn't just in America, this is worldwide. There's floods worldwide right now. The truth is, worldwide, all we want to see is our children grow up and prosper. That's what we truly want. Somehow we make it to war, they make a profit, we stay broken and divided. I say it's time for a change. I realized that I had to take an action and be the change I wanted to see. So me and my family had to dedicate our time to be able to create this type of information so that others could see the big picture like we saw. On our website, we have petitions for the government, but we also have a way to restore your right back to the republic. You have to self-determine. You have to take an action. You have to learn your rights. Just because you weren't taught doesn't mean you shouldn't know. Go to statenationalsrock.com. First step of being the change, right? Do a half scroll down, application form. Fill out the application, everybody's approved in 24 hours, come back the next day. Go to the home screen. Fill out your login using the credentials used from your application form. And that's it, you're in. This is your first lesson. First Amendment right to association. We are exercising it, and it's your first lesson. Said that in the last couple of videos. I thought that was funny. I was like, I'm gonna say that more often. We have memberships for people to restore themselves back to the Republic by taking an action and self-determining. We also have petitions to redress government. So those are on the home screen. Make sure and fill those out. We even have an educator class to show you the corruption that we found that comes with the PowerPoint. But for people that were wanting to have their own classes, we gave you the instructions in here on how to do it. Videos for comprehension, most fantastic instructions you're gonna see. We made them, me and my family, handmade these. As we know, if we didn't do anything, then nothing would change. It goes the same for you. If you do nothing, just remember, nothing's gonna change. It requires you, because only you can exercise your free will. If you fail to exercise your free will, then evil will always prevail over us. This is the way it is. Somehow we've been convinced not to exercise our free will, and I have an idea that it's because we've lost the truth of our knowledge. Who are we? What are our rights? Are we really here just to pay all these taxes? You know, I just kept wondering, like, this can't be why God sent us. Really? For real? God, I was like, bro, you playing? No, right? There's no way that God sent us here to pay all these taxes, to be in perpetual states of war, as companies profit and our children die. It's madness. People will say, Kenny, you're a conspiracy theorist. There's no way the government's a corporation. Simple stuff, like real easy stuff. In the state of Colorado, it actually is a corporation. It's a duplication of the republics. The republics exist, so does the corporation. The people, if they knew the republic existed and they acted like it, meaning, this is all it means. You knew your rights, self-determined, stand up for them, you teach others. All of us, if we all were state nationals, tomorrow, the country would change. By tomorrow. That's a fact, because you'd have the knowledge to know what it takes to change things without causing any harm. Because it's your right, your God-given right. And you have a contract called the Constitution that proves that. So that type of will and that type of unity, they can't stop us because it is a corporation.
Sure, I absolutely do. I believe in transparency. You're the board of directors for this corporation called the American government.
As the president is the chief executive officer of this corporation called the United States of America.
See, guys, told you it's a corporation. It's a global thing. If you want change, guys, literally have to be it. Be the change you want to see. State Nationals Rock, guys.